That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We
you want one
can't,
quick question?
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Honest, man. This is all. It's all a lot for me. I think I want to make that another series though, just like learning stuff about older acts and things of that sort. Next up, hard transition. Louisiana fraternity pledge. Caleb Wilson died 2 weeks ago. Here's what we know so far. Shout out to Salim Martin of USA Today. It's been 2 weeks since a Louisiana student pledging to a fraternity was rushed to the emergency room and later died, and now 3 people have been charged. The victim, 20-year-old Southern University and A&M college student, Caleb Wilson, was pledging to join a Mega Psi Phi fraternity when he collapsed. Authorities from the Baton Rouge Police Department have said about the case. Wilson, has led his death had led to the suspension of student investigation organization membership intake events, as well as the arrest of 3 other Southern University and A&M college students. Here's what we know so far about Wilson and the 3 men who have been charged in connection to his unalive. Who have been charged in this thing? Caleb McCrae, 23, manslaughter of criminal hazing. Kyle Thurman, 25, 1 count of criminal hazing. Isaiah Smith, 28, 1 count of criminal hazing. These jokers is 25. These in the mid-20s hitting college kids. Come on, bro. What are we doing? It was not immediately clear Wednesday who was representing Thurman and Smith in court. McCrae's lawyer, Philip Robinson, did not immediately respond to USA Today's request this week for a comment. He said in a statement Friday that the charges against McCrae are an accusation but not proof of guilt, according to this television station WAFB. I maintain my client's innocence and urge the public to withhold to rushing judgment until all the evidence is heard, Robinson wrote. Many young lives in our community have been changed with this, altered by this tragedy. The impact has been felt throughout Southern University. And then I want to say Caleb is doing Caleb's family, Caleb's estate is holding a public, a public memorial for him tomorrow, Friday. Friday? Yeah, they're doing it Friday. Yeah, they're doing it Friday in Baton Rouge. Just a FYI, if you're in the Baton Rouge area or anything like that. He added that his team is reviewing the evidence to find out what happened that night. What do we know about those who were charged? Smith, Thurman, and McCrae all are Southern University and A&M college students. 23, 25, 28. What the heck? A spokesperson for the university confirmed to USA Today this week. Smith is a graduate student. Okay. McCrae and Thurman are undergraduate students, the university said. It's also alleged that the warehouse where the hazing occurred is one that Smith, one of the defendants, is familiar with, according to the television station WAFB. I believe it's like one of their uncles owns the spot. If I'm not mistaken, I should stick to the script. Smith's father, Todd Smith, leases the property for his business. There it is. California hardwood floors. Also, co-renting the place is Baton Rouge Councilman Cleve Dunn Jr., the outlet reported, who took Caleb Wilson to the hospital. The medical staff from the Baton Rouge General Medical Center called police around 2:40 a.m. on February 26 about a deceased man later identified as Wilson, according to the arrest affidavit obtained by USA Today. According to the medical staff, a group of men that had already left the hospital dropped Wilson off. Wow. He was only wearing black sweatpants and white socks. The men told the medical staff that Wilson had been playing basketball in a nearby park when he was hit in the chest per their restaurant. Officials conducted an autopsy and noted a small bruise on the right side of his chest, though was red. Investigators reviewed surveillance footage at the hospital, which showed a male driving up to the hospital's emergency door in a black Dodge Charger. The male got out the vehicle and opened the passenger door, revealing Wilson sitting unresponsive in the front seat, according to the warrant. The driver and medical staff took Wilson out of the vehicle and rushed him into the hospital. An investigator working on the case was able to see the Dodge Challenger's license plate. When he ran it, Smith's name came back. The warrant reads. The driver's license photo also confirmed that Smith was the man that had driven Wilson to the hospital and taken him to the car. taking him out the car. What happened to Wilson and the other pledges that night? Investigators spoke to Wilson's family and witnesses who told them he was pledging Omega Psi Phi fraternity according to the arrest affidavit. Witnesses said that Wilson and the 8 other pledges went to the warehouse that the houses a flooring company on February 26 for a meeting. The pledges had to change into gray sweatsuits, then stood in the line while each pledge was punched 4 times with boxing gloves by at least 3 people per the arrest affidavit. Witnesses identified the people allegedly punching the pledges as Smith, McCray, and Thurman per the arrest affidavit. Thurman allegedly punched the first half of the group. McCray, punched the second half, and Smith punched at least one pledge, police wrote in the arrest affidavit. It should be noted that Wilson was in the second half of the group, the affidavit read. McCray then punched Wilson 4 times in the chest, and he collapsed to the floor, becoming unresponsive. After the blow, Wilson suffered what seemed to be a seizure and urinated on himself. The pledges were then moved to a separate room while leadership checked on Wilson, the affidavit read. Wilson was then placed inside of Smith's vehicle and taken to the hospital. He was pronounced dead the next day, February 27th. In the arrest affidavit, police said someone changed Wilson's clothing before he was taken to the hospital. While he and 8 other pledges were wearing gray sweatsuits while being punched, he was wearing black sweatpants at the hospital, according to the affidavit. On February 28th, investigators searched the warehouse where the hazing took place and found black boxing gloves. They left the boxing gloves at the Baton Rouge Chief of Police Thomas Moore Jr. said Friday during a press conference that no one called 911 to help Wilson. Wilson died as a direct result of the hazing incident where he was punched in the chest multiple times while pledging to Omega Psi Phi fraternity, Moore said Friday. Through further investigation, BRPD detectives developed small suspects involved in the incident. What law was broken on the night of February 26th? Hazing was prohibited in Louisiana due to the Max Grover Act, which was enacted in 2018 after the death of Max Grover. Grover was a Louisiana State University freshman who died as a hazing event on September 14, 2017. Those who break the law could face fines or 6 months in jail for non-fatal hazing, as well as suspensions and other punishments. What is the university saying? Southern University and A&M College said on March 4th that the university has banned the membership intake for all student organizations as a result of Wilson's death. President of Southern University System, Dennis Shields, said in the press conference Friday, he is saddened by the loss of Wilson's life. The Baton Rouge campus charter of Omega Psi Phi fraternity has been ordered to cease all activities, Shields said at the time. Wilson was majoring in mechanical engineering and was a member of the university's Human Jukebox marching band. The university's chancellor, John K. Pierre, said in a statement February 27th. The marching band said he was a talented trumpet player, a dedicated student, and a bright soul. He was also a member of the Pilgrims Baptist Church in Kenner, Louisiana, where he performed, and his music was looked upon as a gift to us all, the church wrote the day he died. Wilson's family said in a statement on February 28th that the 20-year-old was bright and talented. His passion for life, his dedication to his studies, and his love for music and the Southern University Human Jukebox marching band were just a few of the many qualities that made him an extraordinary person, his family wrote. To support Wilson and his family, community members, he created the Caleb Wilson's Foundation, which is collecting donations at the calebwilsonfoundation.org. Clicked on. Anything else? Hold on. Public viewings Friday, okay, Saturday, and in Kenner, okay. Authorities, anybody they can call here, okay. All right. Caleb Wilson, say his name. Caleb Wilson, say his name. All 3 suspects have been taken in. Make sure that you can. I'll put the link in the description. And yeah, we will make sure that is being handled and things of that sort. We're going to stay on this case. We're going to stay on it, continue to report on it, all of those things. And yeah, man. I wanted to pull up the suspects real quick before we get off. And yeah, these are the 3 suspects. This was the first guy who turned himself in and bonded out the next morning. And here are the other 2 guys that were arrested. So, yeah. All guys in their mid-20s, mid to late 20s. So, yeah. That's it. Pretty somber note to end on. But Hope you guys have a great day, great evening, morning, whenever you're watching this afternoon. Until next time, as always, I'm Rashad Milligan. Please take care of yourselves. Peace.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.